Hi and welcome back to my channel. If you're new and you're here for the first time, my name's Ivy. Welcome to you and welcome to everyone. Yeah, subscribers that have been with me for a long time. New subscribers, thank you all. Today's video, as you will be able to see from the thumbnail, is 18 stone to 14 stone. 14 stone, £3. If you watched my vintage necklace haul, I did skim over, that I'm filming this video on a Wednesday and it'll go out on Thursday. But on Tuesday, I had some bloods to be taken. And, nurse did that, took the blood pressure, that was okay. And then she said, let's weigh you. So I'm always dubious about getting weighed. But I went on the scales and then she went back to her desk and she was like, oh my God. She was like, and I was like, what? What's going on? She went, you've lost loads of weight. And I was like, oh yeah, I felt like I've lost a little. She said, you've lost a lot of weight. She says, oh my gosh. She said, you should be so proud of yourself because these blood tests and everything are about every 6 months. Yeah, and along with those, I get me HA1BC, I think that's how you say it, which I'm type 2 diabetic, so that monitors your blood glucose over a 3-month period. And they test your feet and things like that. So yeah, she was like saying, I've lost a lot of weight. So I thought I'd do a video, just to tell you about what's been going on. So yeah, 18 stone. And I will be putting pictures up that I can find, So back in 2019, I don't want this to take too long, but back in 2019, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. And basically that's when your thyroid makes too much, antibodies start attacking your autoimmune system. And let me just read it because, I want to get it right. So hypothyroidism with Graves' disease. So Graves' disease is an autoimmune disorder that causes hypothyroidism, or commonly known as an overactive thyroid. And in Graves' disease, the body's immune system produces antibodies that cause the thyroid to release too much thyroid hormone into the bloodstream. Patients with Graves' disease often have enlargement of the thyroid. The thyroid sits round about there. Have an enlargement of the thyroid gland and can become hypothyroid, which I was. And, I'd been getting lots of symptoms. So blurriness and double vision, I got that. So the first time I was put on prednisolone was to help with the double vision. And I was on that for about 2 years or so. And I was so glad when I finally came off it. But within those 2 years, they also diagnosed me with myasthenia gravis, which is it's also an autoimmune disease. And let me just get my info right. So myasthenia gravis is a chronic autoimmune disease that causes weakness in voluntary muscles. And the most common disorder affects the neuromuscular junction. So it's like the brain sending messages to go, wave your hand, I can do it. But something happens at the neuromuscular junction and the signal, the messages, don't get through. And basically the muscles become weak. So I was diagnosed with that as well. And at first it just used to affect me in the eyes. It's called ocular myasthenia gravis. But then a couple of years down the line, my wrist started feeling weak. And ultimately one day I was talking to my cousin. And then I couldn't speak. The words weren't coming out. And she was like, Ivy, you still there? What's going on? And then it felt like forever, but it was probably not even a minute. And then when I could finally speak again, I told her what had happened. She said, put the phone down and go and ring the doctor. You know, she's quite scary in a lovable kind of way. And I did that, and I rang the doctor and I told the doctor what had happened. And she said, okay, I'm going to ring you back within an hour. I just need to talk to other doctors. And she did. She rang back and she said, pack a bag. We need you to come into the hospital. And, you know, that's scary, isn't it, when you're told that? Thankfully, my brother managed to get me to the hospital. And I remember I had to step up to a pavement and I couldn't. Because like I said, no messages were getting. The brain was sending messages, but my legs were like, we're not receiving anything. So it was really difficult. And they said they were going to put me back on the prednisolone. And I went into hospital. It was around COVID time, you know, and I went into hospital and slowly they started to put me on back on the prednisolone, which I didn't want, but I was in no state to say no. You know, this was going to help. And every other day after a few days, they put the prednisolone back up. So by the time I left the hospital, I was on about 30 milligrams of prednisolone, which is, you know, 6 tablets. And they'd say, stay on that amount for a couple of months, then go up to 40 milligrams, 50 milligrams, and so forth. And as we all know, I think my highest dose was 120 milligrams, which is about 24 5-milligram tablets. And so hence the weight gain. I lost a lot of weight, you know, with having the symptoms for the hypothyroidism. But I gained a lot of weight with the prednisolone. And prednisolone gives you like a moon face, as they call it. And I also got like a camel's hump at the back of my neck. And it wasn't great because, you know, no one likes to put weight on. And I felt disgusted and ashamed, you know, but I needed to be on this prednisolone to help me with the myasthenia gravis, because let me tell you, it was hard. It was hard. You know, I had fingers like that. You know, try washing your face like that. I could only lift my arms up to a certain point. You know, try brushing your teeth. I had carers that used to come in 3 times a day to help me. Yeah, it was hard. And I have done videos on this before. But yeah, the weight just piled on. And I will show you various pictures of how I looked, you know, and a lot of pictures that were taken of me, I deleted because I couldn't bear to look at them. But then it took a lot of thinking and changing how I thought up here for me to say to myself, Ivy, this is you. You know, I can't just keep the pictures of when I think I look nice. I have to keep the pictures to show, document what I'm going through. So if, you know, instead of deleting the pictures, show the pictures, you know, keep them of my journey. Like I said, you know, it was hard to find clothes to fit, and walking, you know, when I could walk was hard work. And I think because I had that extra weight, for me, I got that plantar fasciitis. Oh, it's horrible. I don't know, something happens in the heel. For me, something happened in the heel. It's like the tendons were just tightening up. And I felt like every time I put my foot down, a burning sensation. Ask my daughter, every time I used to go out with my daughter, no more than 10 steps, I'd have to have a rest. And I couldn't lose weight because I was on a high dose of prednisolone. I couldn't lose the weight. And Lord knows I wanted to, you know, but it was great when the doctor started saying, okay, your myasthenia seems to be holding its own, praise the Lord, and we think we're going to start tapering you down off the prednisolone, which honestly, I loved hearing those words, tapering down. It's taken a long time. You know, it's taken a long time to get down. I'm now on about 5 milligrams every other day. So each day, technically, I'm on 2.5 milligrams of prednisolone from my highest dose, which was 120 milligrams. Yeah, I would love to get off prednisolone altogether. We'll see. You know, got to take it one day at a time. But I do believe in trying to stay as active as you can. And along with tapering down, I've not felt the need to eat as much. Because with the high dose of prednisolone, yeah, I did develop type 2 diabetes. Yeah, so, you know, that's been difficult too. But with the tapering down, I've not felt as hungry. I really haven't. I think my appetite sort of like really dwindled. And for me, I just didn't feel that hungry. You know, sometimes you can make an outstanding meal and then it's there in front of you and you don't really want it. But yeah, I tried to do a little get up and walk around the place, you know, get the steps in. At one point, let me tell you, this was before I was diagnosed with anything. I was doing up to 20,000 steps a day. Yes, you heard me right. I was. I don't do that now, you know, because I don't want to overexert myself. But in order to lose the weight, I think the tapering of the prednisolone has helped a lot. Trying to be a bit more active. There are so many different forms of exercises on YouTube. Exercises that last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you name it. Exercises that you can do sitting down. You know, I do the exercises. Who do I do? I try and do, she's called Leslie Sansone, and it's like walking videos. You're just marching on the spot, and yeah, and you know, her videos range from 10 minutes up to 30 minutes. There's loads of people. You get her to know the people that she has, you know, behind her. And then they do their own kinds of videos. So I try to do a video every day. And like I said, I knew I'd lost some weight because clothes were feeling looser on me, you know, which is nice. You know, I do have scales, but I didn't want to go on them because sometimes you can go down a rabbit hole with weighing yourself. Because you know, we go through an entire day. We're going to weigh different in the morning than we're going to weigh at night. So I did that once. You know, I weighed myself, and I thought I was doing well, and I weighed myself, and I just felt so down when it said, oh, I put on 2-3 pounds. Drinking water has helped. Yeah, drinking water. For me, I prefer sparkling water to still. You know, can have it with a bit of lemon. You know, you can just get a water bottle and add different fruits in if you want it a bit flavoured instead of buying the flavoured water. I've got me Stanley dupe cup. So yeah, I look at it and it says, you need to drink some water, love. But drinking water, staying active, a positive, you know, you've got to change from up here. Yeah, you've got to do some work up here. And food proportions is also a big thing. You know, having a big plate and piling it with food. Yeah, I did that. I still have my big plate, but I have smaller portions now. And you can buy plates that portion it out for you. How much protein, veg, carbs. Yeah, so cut down on portions. That's been a huge help. And preparing food. So when I do get those hunger pangs, I'm not running and taking the first unhealthy thing out of the fridge. So I do a lot of meal prep, you know. And I like to eat salads. You can do so much with salads these days now. Yeah, I don't eat as much bread as I used to. I don't know why, I just don't. I'll buy a small loaf of wholemeal bread because don't do white bread. I'll buy a small loaf of wholemeal bread and put it in the fridge. And if I fancy some toast, I'll just take a couple of slices out, put it in the toaster and do that. But I used to go through a lot of bread. I don't anymore. Porridge oats, I used to love porridge oats, but I don't know, I just don't feel for it anymore. And there's nothing wrong with porridge. You know, I tend not to have any breakfast. I might have a cup of lemon water or a cup of green tea or something, and then have something at lunch, and then have me meal. But yeah, I don't feel the need for breakfast at breakfast time. I've cut out a lot of sweet things because I can get addicted to sweet things. Don't get me started on chocolate peanuts, okay? Or jelly beans. But I've worked hard, you know, and it's nice when somebody sees that hard work. Because this nurse, she was like, oh my God. She's like, you've lost so much weight. Well done. And I felt good. I did. So I'm just going to, you know, because last year I lost people that I knew from when I was little, lived on the same street, went to the same school, sadly passed away. Tomorrow is not promised. You hear me? Life is short. So I want to make the most of it. Yes, one is 57 in a few days. I know. You know, I'm close to 60. 60. But yeah, and you know, I just wanted to feel better, basically. Feel better, because it's been a journey, let me tell you, it's been a journey. From 18 stone to 14. It's been a journey. You know, I think my face is not as round anymore. And I don't know if you can see, have I still got a camel's hump? There's still something there. But when I tell you, it was protruding. It was like a camel's hump. I was like, You know, it wasn't attractive. And it was good that I had hair that I could cover that with. But I'm so thankful. And I'm proud of myself as well. So I hope, you know, I can help somebody. You know, it's not that hard, you know, taking the first step, small steps. And it's amazing how quick those small steps become huge steps and really does make a difference in your life. You know, I know processed food is out there, and I'm sure they put something in it that's a little bit addictive that keeps us buying it. And then when we get ill from eating over processed foods, they're there with the $1 billion, you know, companies that sell pills and this and that. But yeah, it is time consuming, you know, to cooking something from scratch to just bunging something in the microwave. Yeah, but like I said, we're all different. And, you know, I figured with tapering down off the prednisolone, this was going to be the perfect time to own me. and to love me, not just like this, but the old me. Who knows? You know, I can't predict the future. I don't know if myasthenia is going to get worse. I don't know. But I do know one thing. God is with me. Yeah, God is with me. And that's it, my friends. You know, I've gone a little bit over 20 minutes. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, you know, we're not seeing much sunshine today. This is some kind of summer, let me tell you. But I'm happy and I'm glad to be a part of today. You know, it's so good when I can do things, you know, like my hands work. You know, it's amazing how much we take for granted. Getting in and out of the bath, going to the bathroom by yourself, buttoning your clothes by yourself, holding a knife, you know, being able to chew without choking. Anyway, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. Don't let the negative people win. And that's another thing. Stay away from negative people. They see that you're losing a bit of weight. They're going to be there trying to tear you down. Say, not today. Yeah, so don't let the negative people win. They're just jealous. As always, let's keep smashing this life. Yeah. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And whatever you're going to do with your day, smash it. You know what I mean? I will see you in a brand new video. God bless. Much love. See you.